Hello, human beings. Welcome back to the Daily Yoga Affirmations, your 21-day Vinyasa challenge. Today's practice is a build-up sequence to open our hips and also to prepare us for the next challenge, which is going to be on day 8. Your day 6 affirmation: I radiate vitality and energy. I attract perfect well-being into every cell in my body. On top of the mat, start to ground yourself, hands into prayer, and then start to invite the breath in. Inhaling and exhaling. Standing twist, lifting the hands up, bringing the right knee up. Gently grabbing the knee or maybe the toes, and then swing the hands onto the back, standing twist. From here, gently find your balance, transitioning onto your twisted floating half moon or Paribrita Ardha Chandrasana. Keep firming the thighs in, hugging your inner thighs in. Trapping the back foot, transitioning onto your Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. Press from the back heel and make sure that the front knee is on top of the ankle. From here, turn, transition to Virabhadrasana 2, pressing your knee out. Hands and shoulders into one line. Grab your blocks, transitioning onto your Skandasana or Surfer's Lunge. You can stay high or use the block to sit down. Opening your knees by pressing your elbows onto your knees. Feel the stretch onto your hamstrings from the front leg. Flex your foot or point your toes. Inhale and exhale, stay connected with the breath. Few more in here. Release the blocks. From here, transition to side angle pose or extended warrior 2. Elbows to thighs, or use your blocks to support. Sink your hips lower, your top hand extension of your back foot. Bring your eye gaze wherever you feel comfortable. Release the pose. From here, we're going to move on to your Warrior 3 or Virabhadrasana 3, using your blocks to support your hands, otherwise extending the hands overhead. Keep firming the inner thighs onto the back, balance with the standing leg. Back onto your plank, Vinyasa Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then exhaling back onto your down dog. Paddle your feet if you need a little stretch. Step, walk, or hop on top of the mat, flat back, and then exhale, hug the back of your legs, feel the stretch onto your hamstrings. Swing side to side if you need a little stretch. Standing onto your toes, onto your heels, lifting the toes off the mat, feel the stretch onto your hamstrings. Fold again. Grab the elbows and then rock your body side to side. Inhaling and exhaling. Bend the knee if you need to. Release the hands onto the floor. Inhaling, lift all the way up. Palms touch, eye gaze up. A little back bend to feel the stretch onto your spine. And then exhale, hands towards the heart center. And then let's prep to do the other side, lifting the left knee, hands overhead, finding balance onto the right foot. And then grab the thighs, the knee, or the feet. Extending the hands onto the back to twist, twisting from the upper torso, from the upper body. Feeling the stretch onto your inner thighs. And then swinging the leg back onto your twisted floating half moon. Keep firming the inner thighs in. Use your blocks if you need a little support and a little help. Trapping the back leg, transitioning onto your Virabhadrasana 1 or Warrior 1. Pressing from the front foot, pushing from the back heel. Squaring your hips towards the front and top of the mat. From here, windmill the hands to warrior two. Keep pressing the knee out, opening your hips. This is an external hip rotation under the front thigh. Arms and shoulders into one line. Grab your blocks as we move on to your Skandasana or surfer's lunge. You can always stay high if you need to, otherwise adjust the heights of the block and then find a way to sit. Pressing your back knee with the elbow, hands into prayer towards the heart center. A gentle opening of your hips by pressing the knee out. External rotation again towards the hips onto the left. Feel the stretch onto your hamstrings as well. From here, gently remove the blocks and come up. As we move on to your warrior three. Use your blocks if you need to, extending the hands overhead. If you fall down, you always come back up. That's how you do it, on and off the mat. Vinyasa Chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then exhaling back. Child's pose. Take a rest. Balasana is always an option. Take a moment in here to pause, reflect on your affirmation, observe the sensations on your body, observe the thoughts. Gently moving forward onto your puppy pose or Anatahasana, feeling the stretch onto your upper back and onto your shoulders. If this is too much, again, use the blocks underneath your chin or onto your forehead, or come up onto your elbows if you need less. Stay connected with your breath, and then gently come up onto your all fours. Knees directly underneath the hips and hands directly underneath the shoulders. Lift the right leg all the way into the back, extend your leg. And once you find that balance, lift the opposite arm, that's the left hand. Option to stay in there onto your pointer, otherwise grab the big toes onto the back or your feet onto a gentle back bend. Release the left hand. Bring the back knee behind and find your Gomukhasana. If this is too much, lift the leg a little higher. Fold. Feel the stretch around the hips. This time it's an internal rotation onto your hips. Inhale. And then exhale. Gently come up. An easy Vashistasana. Coming onto your knees, extending the back leg, lifting the hands all the way up. Your option is to stay, otherwise a gentle back bend again, just to find that release and stretch around the hips onto the front of your thighs. Firm your hands towards the floor and ground yourself. Come back onto your all fours. Lifting the other leg up. Right hand up. Grabbing the big toes onto the back if this is an option for you today. Otherwise, you can just release the hands down and then extend the back leg. Onto your Gomukhasana by bringing the back knee behind the front knee. Sitting your butt down, anchoring your hips and sits bone onto the floor. And then take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, fold. Option to stay high. Lift the leg a little higher if that is you. Keep hugging the inner thighs in as you feel the stretch around the hips. Make your own adjustments as we transition onto your easy option of Vashistasana or side plank. Come onto your knees, press with the left hand onto the floor and lift the back leg. Option to stay again, otherwise, a gentle back bend and stretch onto your front thighs as you pull the back leg. From here, we move on to your Malasana or Hindi squat, stepping the right foot onto the edge of the mat and then stepping the left foot onto the other edge of your mat. Use your blocks. Sit onto your blocks. Adjust the height according to your preference, and then keep pressing your knees out, pressing your palms towards the heart center. Malasana or Hindi squat is a hip opener. Releasing the blocks if you're okay with it. Feel the stretch onto your ankles and find a way to sit. Placing your blocks on both sides of your knees to support. Taking a deep breath in and then exhale. Allow the knees to drop, the chest to drop forward. If this is too much again, use your blocks as a support for your forehead. Try to stay as much as you wanted to. Reflect on your affirmations again. Inhale. And then exhale. Letting go of anything that's not serving you anymore. A few more deep breaths in and then gently come up. Thank you for practicing with me. Until we meet again on the mat. Bye.